Hello, everybody. Welcome to Office Hours Live. My name is Brad Hussey. This is the weekly live show that we do here on YouTube for freelancingfreedom.com, where we answer questions about freelancing, entrepreneurship, starting up a business, and we basically we help people who want to start up businesses as freelancers, consultants, and small business owners. We help them learn how to launch, grow, systemize, and scale their business so that they can take back their freedom and create a meaningful life for themselves, their families, and their communities. And that's what this show is all about. That's what we do every week on Thursdays. We just updated the time. As you can see, we usually go on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 Eastern, but we just changed it today to 10 a.m. Pacific or 2 p.m. Eastern. So we're a few hours back. Right now it's about 11 Mountain Time. And we're doing that primarily because I kind of want to change the schedule up. My Thursday afternoons have kind of shifted a little bit here at work. So I'd like to change that. Plus, I'd like to see maybe this might be a better time for those of you who are joining us. So give me a thumbs up. Give me a, hello. Give me some sort of confirmation that you can see and hear me so that I don't blabber on and no one can hear me. So that would be awful. So today we have a fun show. We have a fun live stream kind of scheduled and planned out for you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brad Hussey. I am the founder and chief educator at freelancingfreedom.com. You probably also know of me from codecollege.ca, and probably many of you have heard of me from udemy.com. I started off there with lots of kind of coding and tech-based courses, and I still do that, but I've since kind of transitioned into helping people at deeper levels start businesses and create meaningful lives. So I just want to say hi to the people attending live so that you guys know that I'm here and I can see you. Mary Jo, pleasure to see you here. I'm glad that this timing worked out for you. We got Hafsa and Lucas. Vicky, hey, how's it going? Alea, thank you for coming. We got, let's see, Ankit. That's awesome. Hafsa says it's good timing because now I can watch live. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. So today, basically, I want to give you a little bit of a overview of what we're going to be talking about. And at any point, if you have questions, throw them in the live chat. They'll be queued up here in my list. I can see all of your questions here, and I'll address them as best as I can in this live stream. We're scheduled for about 40 minutes to an hour. I'd like to try and be respectful of your time and add as much value in a packed 45-minute live stream. And these live streams are also recorded. They're available here on the YouTube channel. And anyone who is a student at freelancingfreedom.com as a launch student, they will be added to your account so that you can always watch them alongside the course videos. So today we're going to be talking about the 3 simple stages of freelancing. And we're going to dive into that so that you can understand what it is that freelancing is all about, and maybe find out which stage you are in. And then we're going to talk about each of the stages, what they entail, what it looks like, how to know if you're in that stage, and how to grow into the next stages. Let's see here. Also, right in the description of this video, or this live stream rather, or video if you're watching the replay, there is a link to grab 3 free gifts just for being here. And that is 1, a free demo of our new course called Launch Your Business. You also get our revenue roadmap interactive tool, and you get the pricing calculator for consultants. All the information about those gifts are below. It's at bradhussey.ca/launch. That will get you all the information you need. All you got to do is access the demo and you'll get your other gifts as well. So that's free for you who are attending right now and anyone watching. And then that will give you information about the course as well. So, my friends, it looks like we got Andy here. This is awesome. We got more people showing up. I like that. Thank you for investing some of your time with me here today. So, at Freelancing Freedom, what we're kind of doing is we're moving towards a new training methodology that focuses on helping freelancers and consultants and small business owners and people who want to start at each stage of their journey towards what we call freelancing freedom. And in my own experience, digging deep into my own audience and asking friends and acquaintances who are entrepreneurs, small business owners, and consultants themselves, I've discovered that there are 3 primary phases or stages that these consultants and business owners go through. And those 3 stages are called launch. Well, I call them launch, systemize, and productize. And they all signal the different stages that you would go through in your business. And we're going to jump into that today. And also your questions, I will address them. Doesn't matter if they're on topic or if they're a little bit off topic. It's okay if something's on your mind and you need it answered, throw it in there and we'll do some live Q&A as well. So I want to know from the folks watching today where you think you are at in your freelancing business. Now, I'm going to outline right now what the stages are, how I've defined them and noticed them to be. And you let me know in the comments what stage you think you're in. So stage 1, we're calling launch. And so this stage is for that brand new freelancer, consultant or business owner who's starting from scratch, has no customers, no offer, no idea where to start. Often serves the inexperienced business owner who's stuck and feels like they don't have what it takes, and identifies with the phrase business is slow right now. And this stage is all about laying the foundations for success, booking initial clients, and learning the ropes of arguably the most difficult stage in starting your small business. Now, it's typically for the solo freelancer, you're starting from scratch. And to be clear, this stage is not just for the beginner or newbie. It actually covers a wide breadth of experience. So you could be in stage 1 and actually be full-time doing client work. The difference here between stage 1 and the other 2 stages, which I'll outline here in a moment, is that there's nothing is systemized. Everything is manual. You're always chasing down work. You're always hunting for new clients. You have no process, no standardization, no team members. You're just either starting or you are succeeding, and maybe you're making your income from it by brute force. So that's stage 1. Stage 2 is the Systemize stage. So this stage is for that business owner who is an established, who has an established side hustle or full-time operation, maybe earns a majority of their income or all of their income from their client-based business. And up until this point, the consultant in this stage has booked their client through word of mouth, referrals, or brute force, not in a violent way, but you're always hunting down new leads and clients and just hoping for clients. And you don't have a systemized strategy or standardization for filling the calendar with client work. You don't know what's coming down the pipeline, if at all, if anything's coming at all. Struggling with order consistency, playing catch up in their business, this consultant is ready to level up and take a more systemized approach to their client work, marketing strategy, project management, and business growth. Attracting high-value leads and getting booked solid in a systemized, standardized, predictable manner and fashion is the objective of this stage. You could be a side hustle in this stage and earning some of your income, or you could actually be going full-time. You could be a full-time business owner in this stage and just need more systemization and standardization. So that's stage 2. Now, if you have any questions about these stages as I'm talking about them, don't hesitate to throw them up there. We are live, so I'll answer your questions as they come up as well as we track them. Okay, so that was stage 2. Now, stage 3 is what I'm calling productize. This stage is for that experienced consultant whose client-based business is dialed in and generates most, if not all, of their income from client work, possibly even a spouse's income. And the consultant in this stage has hit a ceiling, has capped out, has hit their peak with client work, and no longer has the capacity to take on any more new clients. This stage is all about breaking through that ceiling and incorporating one-to-many solutions, productized services, digital products, and allowing them to liberating them from just that one-to-one packed schedule so that they can scale themselves using the products or using the tools we have available to us today, like courses, digital training, products, automation, things like that. This model allows the consultant to scale their business to new heights without the need to scale their efforts. So if you want to double your income or double your client revenue, do you need to now double your effort? Not at this stage. This is you finding kind of not growing upwards, but growing sideways and having multiple streams of income. Now, by productizing their expertise into the first, say, online course or digital product, this consultant is ready to establish deep authority within their chosen niche. So online courses, automated service delivery, webinars, sales and marketing, advertising, content creation, passive income. These are just some of the high-level topics covered in this stage. So I'm curious for you guys, what stage do you think you're in? Stage 1, launch; stage 2, systemize; and stage 3, productize. Now, keep in mind, stage 1 isn't just the beginner newbie stage. I know some of you might be going, oh, I would just love to create an online course and make so much money like all those Facebook ads tell me I will. Can I just skip getting clients and skip doing boring client work and just like make my awesome online course and make so much money? We'll talk about that and how that's a total fallacy. That's a total myth in a few moments here. So stage 1 isn't just, oh, you're cute. What a cute little stage you're in. You're just a little itty bitty freelancer. How silly. No, you could actually be earning 6 figures in stage 1. The difference between stage 1 and stage 2 is not now you're making even more money. It's not all just about money. It's about how you earn that money, where you get your clients, and how much stress, standardization you do or don't have. The stages aren't delineated by income level. You could be in stage 3 and make less money than the person in stage 1. So it's not, the money isn't the factor. It's where you're at in your business and how it runs. Then you can pull some levers and start increasing that income. So let's see here with some comments. We got Prasanth says, can I watch this video later? Of course you can watch this video later. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll be notified of all these new weekly shows. Mary Jo says, I'm in stage 2. Cool. Alea says she's in stage 2.3. Yes, you could be at on the continuum. It's not just this like, okay, you're in stage 1 or you're in stage 2. You could be in that kind of scale. It's more of a sliding scale that are just delineated by sections. Andy Malone says, I'm in stage 1. Lucas is in stage 1. The Falcon stage 0 because I'm still learning. The Falcon. There is no stage 0. Or Hofsta says I'm in stage 0.5. Yeah, sure. You can be from 0 to 1. I could tell you're programmers because for you, for programmers, lists of numbers don't start at 1. They start at 0. Stage 1 is for that absolute beginner. So I would consider you guys, Lucas and the Falcon, to be in stage 1. You could be in stage 1 and just be absolutely bare, starting from nothing. But you can be in stage 1. It's a big stage, and that's the thing I want to get across. It's not just the ABCs of freelancing, and you need to come with a lot of knowledge, skills, and previous experience. I could just pick somebody off the street and go, hey, have you ever booked a client before? Do you want to start a business? They go, it'd be cool, but I don't have any. They're like, good, you're in stage 1. I also could take someone who goes, hey, do you have a client-based business? They go, yeah, I just quit my full-time job and now I make a full-time income from it. It's really stressful and really hard. Like, okay, you're also in stage 1. So it's a big stage. Okay. The Falcon really wants me to answer your question about React. Your question, okay, the Falcon, you got me. Your question, is it possible to be freelancer with React? Sure. All right. The problem here, the Falcon, is the mindset, the web developer's employee mindset is the wrong approach to freelancing. That's a tool. React is a tool. MongoDB is a tool. HTML, CSS, PHP, jQuery, whatever other framework is being, whatever coding language or tool or any of those things, the flavor of the week for designers and developers, none of those things matter. They actually matter nothing at all. Because what matters is, if you want to start a business, is about the problem you're solving for your client. So you need to know what you need, the Falcon and anyone who's listening, it's not about the tools, it's about the solutions, okay? And now what you need is not tools. You might need them to provide solutions, but I'll get there. The thing that you need, the basic formula is you need an audience or a client. You need to understand their problem and you need to develop a solution for that problem. It's like the trio of business. It's if you don't have one of those, I almost gave you the finger there, sorry. If you don't have one of those three, you know what I mean? If you don't have one of those, then you don't have a business. You could have a solution and a client, but if they don't struggle with the problem that your solution is helping, then okay, that doesn't work. It's like a triangle. If you take out one of the sides, then it's no longer a triangle, okay? So the problem here is going, okay, is React good for freelancers? I don't know. It's the same thing as saying like, okay, I want to start up a painting business and I want to paint people's houses in high income neighborhoods. Is eggshell white what I should use, or should I go for more of a high gloss? I don't know. Yes? No? The answer is meh. Can you paint? Okay, good. Is there a neighborhood that you're targeting? Yes. Do they need painting? Or are they just brick houses? Okay. If they all align, you got your triangle, you got the 3 legs of your freelancing business stool, good. It's not about the tools. I'm not coming at you hard here, the Falcon, but I know that inevitably someone's going to ask a question about what programming language or what design software or what tool or certification do I require in order to freelance? None of it. It doesn't matter. What matters is, do you have a client? What's their problem? Is it actually a high value problem, something that's really painful? And can you solve it? And how are you going to solve it? Okay, maybe you need React. Sure, great. Maybe you don't even need React at all. Maybe you need a totally different programming language. Maybe you don't have any desire to code at all, but you still want to start up a firm or an agency, a small boutique online agency that develops games or software for the medical industry or law firms or whatever, and React is a part of it. You could never learn a lick of React and never see a lick of code and hire somebody who's good at it. So does this make sense? Okay, like I kind of got a little bit passionate there, but I always want to make sure that this comes across. It's not about the tools, it's about the solutions. But the solutions are also just one part of the trio. Do you have a client? Or who that client would be? Do you have a target audience, more specifically? Now, what does that target audience struggle with? Is it a big struggle? Is it a big urgent pain to be solved? Or is it just like an inconvenient itch that they could do themselves? If it's an inconvenient itch that they could scratch themselves, then your solution is either not valuable, it should be free, or you shouldn't even be swimming in that pool. So if you want to actually solve problems and make money and earn a living doing what you love, solve real problems for real people that you care to solve problems for, and develop a solution that actually does the trick, okay? It's not about React. It's not about what color paint. It's not about what software. Those are just the means to an end. React will change. It will come and go, or whatever it represents. The tools, the software, the hardware, the vessel in which this cup, it holds water. When I pick up this cup to drink water, it's not because I want this cup. It's because I want the water that the cup is holding. I don't care what holds the water as long as I get said water into my mouth, okay? Does that make sense? This is React. The problem is I'm thirsty and there's no water, and I wish that there was water in here. I am actually thirsty. This cup does nothing for me. It's useless. But if it had water in it, that's solving the problem. Does this make sense? Okay. Nathan says yes. Alea says yes. The Falcon, love your answer. You're awesome, bro. Good. I'm glad I didn't offend you. I know I kind of came down hard on you, but it's not about you. It's about the mindset that people have when they come from that employee mindset. Listen, React is amazing if you want to get hired as a React developer at some studio or something. And the boss says, I need people who are amazing at React and amazing at a million other things, and I'm going to pay you $20,000 a year, okay, with no vacation time. And I can fire you whenever I want. That's okay. Go that way, okay? I'm talking about starting a business. Doesn't matter what your business is. This advice is industry and niche agnostic. What I'm telling you applies to whether you want to start up a painting business and you want to go around in a neighborhood and paint someone's house, or you want to do an auto body or an auto mechanic shop and you're starting your own boutique auto shop for like vintage cars, or you want to start up like a digital marketing agency in-house and you have a brick and mortar shop in your town, or you want to do like an online video marketing company, or you're a designer. It doesn't matter. All of this applies, okay? Mary Jo says, yes. Business people don't speak React. They speak business problems. Yes. Alea, there were tech companies before React. Exactly. Hafsa says, amazing analogy. Love the example. I'm assuming you're talking about the water. I'm very thirsty. The problem is I'm thirsty. If you can get me water, doesn't matter the vessel in which you provide the solution. Just get me the dang water. Okay. That's useless to me. That's React. That's HTML. That's Adobe Photoshop. That's the color of paint. Useless, okay? Water is what I need. Can you tell I'm thirsty? I still got 30 minutes of this left with no water. Okay, see, painful problem. I'd actually pay someone to give me water right now. Okay, I'm going to get off that water tangent. Does that make sense? I think that was a good answer to the Falcon's awesome question. Thank you. Okay. So now that we talked about stages, we answered a question. Let's get into, I want to give you an overview. The reason why I want to give you an overview about the 3 stages is because in the coming weeks, yes, a wet keyboard. I just put water on my keyboard. Sorry. This is a live show, so you never know what's going to happen, right? The reason why I want to talk about the 3 stages is because in the coming weeks, next Thursday, the Thursday after, and the Thursday after, we're going to be jumping into each of the stages more in depth. So I'm going to give you more of an overview of what they are today so that we can go into them more in depth in the following, in the coming weeks. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. You got the little notification bell on, or better yet, you just become a student at freelancingfreedom.com. Get your free demo, bradhussey.ca/launch. It's in the description below. You get your free gifts and your free demo. And then you'll always know about these live shows. But we're going to go in depth into these. And so the first stage is stage 1, launch. Stage 2 is systemize. Stage 3 is productize. So let's give you a little bit more of an overview about what these stages are. So stage 1, think about this. You're a solo freelancer. Here's the flow. Here's the flow of how it works. Stage 1, you're starting from scratch, okay? You're a solo freelancer. You probably got a full-time job, and you got the desire. You got bitten by the freelancing bug. You know, you want what it means. You want what freelancing freedom, that's why I like that name. You want what it signals, what freelancing freedom signals, okay? And for you, in stage 1, starting from scratch, you might just be a solo freelancer with some skills and an idea and a dream of something better, okay? Good. You're bootstrapping. You are, by brute force, bootstrapping your business. And this is why I love freelancing and consulting. Because you can start it cheap and quick. In fact, you can start your business by simply saying, yep, I'm going to start a business and I'm going to start getting clients. You can start your business by just simply declaring that's what's going to happen. Now, if you don't do anything about it, then you don't actually have a business, but it's as simple as that. Whereas if you wanted to start up like a donut shop, you can't just be like, I'm going to start a donut shop. I officially am a donut shop owner. No, you're not. You're definitely not a donut shop owner. Where's your building? Where's your donuts? Where's your business plan? Where's the, all the fancy forms and the regulations and the food safety things and blah, 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 blah. When you're a consultant and a freelancer, you go, I have some skills. I know a couple people who needs what it is that I'm doing. So I got my target audience, my solutions, and my problem to solve. Great. I'm going to send an email. Boom. Client one happens like that. So you within this afternoon, you could have your business started up. So that's what I love about the lean business model of consulting and freelancing. Whenever I go to my accountant, which I just did last week to pay too much in taxes, but that's another story. She's more aware of what my business is now, online, consulting, client-based, and it's still just this, solo business with I have team members, but it's still it's just like a solo business. So she's like, how does this even work? Like, your profit margins are so significant when you compare to other businesses, and there are businesses who have to spend $100,000 a year just to make $100,000 after a couple of years. It's craziness. Whereas it's mind boggling. And that's because it's a really lean business model. You could start it up. It's really lean, and it has a high profit margin, and you could start it up quickly. It's a great business model. So stage one, get back into this. You're doing one-to-one client work. One-to-one is it's a programming term that makes sense in the business world as well. So one-to-one relationship. This is database talking. Woot woot. Any developers in here who know about database design? But one-to-one relationship in business is where you're serving one other person. So your time is dedicated to one person. Your solutions are for one person. It only applies to that person. It's very customized. And you typically take the minimum viable solution route. So you don't have this big fancy website with big checkout processes and everything's automated and people can buy it at any time and book you at any time. It's not that. It's like this lean, bootstrapped, bare bones, minimum viable service delivery. So you have a person and you go, this is what I can do for you, and I'm going to get started. And your time is directly connected to that person solving their problem. Now in this stage, your job is to get those foundation clients. It's to get those first, second, and third clients, and then to leverage their network and to get them to be marketing voices for you to evangelize your business so that they can get the word out, so you can start generating some word of mouth. And this stage is a really exciting stage for that. You start getting emails from people after you've served a client or two, and you get a referral email by no effort of yourself. It was just a client who said, yeah, so-and-so did a great job for me. Give him a call. And it's just so exciting. You go, where does this person come from? So you get to leverage for every person that you connect with and solve their problem and add value to and build a relationship with. That person has a network that you now have access to. Now, what I encourage is you actually asking to connect with their network, encouraging referrals. And we talk about techniques of how to do that in the launch course. And so with every new person you get, it's not just, your one-to-one efforts actually go much further and much deeper. Those roots start to grow. So you connect with one person, they have a network of 10. You actually now have a network of 10 as well, as long as you encourage that connection. And so the better you solve problems and add value to that person's life, the more willing they are to say, yeah, I'm going to let my network know about you. So you get those 3 foundational clients. Now you have access to more exponential growth. I call it the exponential power of word of mouth. And there's a chart that I talk about in the launch course. And we go into that marketing strategy of word of mouth and how to actually tap into it for real. It's the most powerful marketing strategy that has always been available. And people always frou it away and be like, no, that's nonsense. I would just want to get into paid stuff and get leads on demand. Yes, that's great. We'll get into that. But having a strong reputation that connects into your network and the network of the people you serve, that's powerful. That's powerful stuff. So you're going to, as you grow the foundational clients and you start growing the foundation of your business in stage 1, you start to repeat and refine the process. So this is why starting with service is important, because now you get to see, okay, I see patterns here. I see patterns in the client's behaviors. I see patterns in what they say they need and what it is that I'm solving. So if you imagine a Venn diagram, 2 circles, you have the problem, like the solution that you're providing, and then the problem that the client experiences, how much overlap do those circles have? The more overlap there is, the more properly positioned you are. And so as you do this, you start to learn the positioning of where you are, who you serve, and the value of the solutions you provide. So from there, you start to repeat and refine the process. And now you start to see, okay, here where my clients are coming from. Here, here's what I do that works. Here's how I do my work and where I can start refining it. Okay. And so then what you do is you're iterating. So you take that minimum viable service delivery, that really one-to-one basic service. This is where stage one really grows. Okay. And you iterate it. Another programming term, software development term. You iterate, right? So you start minimum, right? And then you start validating and building your foundation. And then you grow that little snowball by iterating what it is that you're doing, the patterns in the behavior of your clients, in your business, your service delivery, your experience, you're more confident. And you start to grow that by your service offering from a minimum viable service to a flagship consulting service with much more power and impact. And you're more confident in what it does. And so from that, this is where we start to burst at the seams, and we start doing that to the point where you can book enough clients, your price starts going up, your revenue starts going up, you start realizing, okay, I'm working a full-time job and I'm freelancing basically full-time. Something's got to give. This is the signal, my friend, that you are bursting at the seams into stage 2. That's how you start to know. So that's freelancing freedom. That's the first stage of freelancing freedom, where you go, this stage of my business goes from starting from scratch, just like a little nucleus, a little atom. And then that grows into bursting at the seams of realizing you need to either stop freelancing, or you need to stop doing what you're doing outside of freelancing to focus more on freelancing. So, jumping into the comments here. Let's see. The Falcon says, if you're painting, it is important to decide you're painting with pencils, watercolors, or a brush. Yes, that's a given, but those tools are determined by what the solution is asking for. So when you are going around your neighborhood and you have a client who says, yes, I want you to paint, but I don't need the outside of my house painted. It's a non-paintable material. What I need are my garage doors painted a new color. Okay, so now instead of just taking a paint roller and rolling the paint on the garage door, which is a terrible idea, you homeowners out there with aluminum garage doors, you have to strip the paint, you have to scour and distress the aluminum, because aluminum and paint don't bond. If you get heat or cold, they will separate and bubble, and the paint will come off and look awful. And so you actually have to scour it. You take the paint off, you scour it, and then you either spray. That's the best technique. So you use your spray brush or your spray tool to spray the paint on versus rolling it on or brushing it on. So the tools are determined by what the problem is, okay? It's not, I am an awesome garage door airbrusher. I mean, if you wanted to go that niche, great. If there's enough of demand, sure. If it's a viable business opportunity, go for it. But you don't go in saying, I got an airbrush and I'm going to paint your house. I'm like, well, no, thanks. The problem I have is not, I need an airbrush. The problem is my garage doors are chipping and peeling off and they look terrible, and I need someone to solve that for me. I don't care what tool you use, just use the right one. Okay. Yeah, it looks like Alea answered that on the same line. Cool. When taking on client work, the client tends not to be concerned with the tools and the software used to solve their problem. Exactly. Alea says, it's very rare to see a client say, I need a website built using only MongoDB for the database. Exactly. This is awesome. Yeah, Alea, you're usually presented with a problem and a desired result as a service provider, so it's up to you to use your experience and said tools to solve the problems. Exactly. It's like being a handyman who only uses a hammer. Exactly. Oh, yes, exactly. We're on the right track here. Cool. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that's stage 1. Let's jump into what stage 2 is. So you're bursting at the seams at stage 1, and you want to start lightening the load. So now what you're doing is you're turning that MVS, the minimum viable service, into a systemized service that you can start leveraging at scale. So now this isn't just like creating an online course. It's finding the patterns and behaviors and repetition in your service to standardize it. So now you take tools and software. You use my EDA method, the eliminate, delegate, automate. You go through and you say, okay, what of this do I need to eliminate? What's unnecessary? What do I need to delegate to somebody else? So this is where you start thinking about hiring a virtual assistant, a team member, a staff member, or even a spouse or a partner, and offloading your workload so that you can start scaling your efforts and systemizing it a bit more. So now you start taking that service delivery, you grow it into something more standardized. You see the repetition and you say, I'm spending too much time sending invoices. I'm spending too much time drafting up custom proposals. I'm spending too much time going back and forth trying to schedule discovery meetings with my client. I'm spending too much time here, 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 and here. These are standardizable processes that I should now either eliminate, delegate to someone else, or automate with software. How do I do that? That's what Systemize is all about. So then you start offloading and scaling your efforts so that when you get a ding on your phone, ding, ding, you got a new client, you don't have to go through the manual repetitive process that you're not paid for, like pitching the service to them or going back and forth trying to schedule a convenient time. You use software and other people's skills, abilities, and you leverage those things so that you, when you get a ding on your phone, you see, oh, I got a deposit for my first client or my next client, and it's scheduled for next week when I'm free because that part was automated as well, that you go, okay, when I meet them, all I have to do is bring my proposal that has already been drafted up, have them sign it, and then move forward with the project versus all of that upstart, all of that chugging yourself along and with a lead that might say no, or you waste your time with and they don't even hire you. How do you then ongoing nurture that client? Maybe someone who was a lead, they never said yes, but how do you continue to educate, nurture, and add value to their businesses and lives so that they come back to you when they do need you? So this is what Systemize is all about. Systemizing and standardizing everything. Taking everything you do and taking the CEO multi-million-dollar corporation approach to your lean consulting business of one person, maybe two, right? So you'd use what those large earning corporations use: systemization, standardization, standard operating procedures, all of these things, software, people, and leveraging and systemizing so that you can use those things in your business, your small, lean business. And what you do is what I call, you create a sales cycle. You've heard the term sales funnel. I like calling it a cycle because a funnel is, it has an opening, a wide opening, and then a small, narrow end where you dump the water in, and at the end of the funnel, it dumps out all over the ground or into your tank or whatever it is you're trying to do. But I don't like the idea of a funnel because what that implies is when you dump the water in, or say the leads get gathered into the top of the funnel, at the bottom of the funnel, they just get dumped out. So it implies like you're done with it. What I like is the cycle, an analogy of a cycle, okay? A loop, an infinite loop. Where you capture, so maybe you do have a funnel. So maybe the funnel is an aspect of it. You have a funnel that captures, educates, and pitches. So imagine the funnel, you get the lead, you capture them, got them in the funnel, you then educate them on what they need, on who you are and how you can solve their problem. Okay. So from there, you pitch them on your service, and then you get them in the cycle. The cycle is where you pitch them. Okay. That's the first. Then you close them. Now, what happens if they didn't close? If they didn't say yes? Well, then you add them to the nurture aspect. And from nurture, you then pitch them again, only after adding more value through a determined amount of time. You pitch, you close, you nurture. You pitch, you close, you nurture. You keep going. So it's this everlasting cycle that they're in until they either become a customer or just unsubscribe from your business communication altogether, which is fine. It's a totally ethical, normal thing to do because maybe somebody's not ready for you right now. But as you educate them and add value and maybe give them some free value, some free calls or free videos, whatever it is, these are things we talk about in Systemize and in our courses, they go, man, the Falcon is like really driving home some value here. And I didn't realize how much I actually did need that and how qualified that person is. I'm going to give them a call. So your pitch email goes out and goes, I'm opening up a spot for this, or I have availability in a month, or whatever your pitch is. That's automated. This isn't you manually doing it. This is automated, systemized. This is completely off hands, running 24/7, 365. Okay. And then you pitch, you close them. Now they're no longer in the sales cycle. They get to go into your customer cycle. And that's another cycle where you solve the problem, you serve them. And then in that cycle, you just keep nurturing them. But then they still have an aspect of pitch them on ongoing relationships, retainers, a new product, a new service, maintaining the investment that they had with you. It's a cycle. Now, if you don't manually do this, this is why stage 1 doesn't have this aspect, because it's all brute force trying to figure out the patterns so that you can implement it into stage 2, which is the cycles and the automation, so that you can take those patterns of behavior, automate them, and 24/7, 365, you could be on a vacation, you could be driving, to your friend's house, you could be at, a restaurant, you could be sleeping, whatever it is. And your sales system, your sales cycle and nurturing cycle and customer cycle, your business systems run by themselves as if you have a team, a huge corporation behind you of you. Okay? You created a little army of yourself. And it's just you. Your overhead for running this stuff, it's really low. It's not very expensive to get this software running. As long as you know the tools and the systems and how to implement it, which we talk about in Freelancing Freedom in our Stage 2 course, that runs by itself. It's amazing. Okay? And then optimizing, feeding that cycle. You got to feed that cycle so that you have people in that cycle. You optimize, standardize, iterate, refine, and scale. You hire a virtual assistant to offload manual tasks that software can't handle. And that's something that if you're in stage 2, you are ready for a virtual assistant. You just need to know the right way of doing it. And we can help you with that at Freelancing Freedom. Training and offloading those manual tasks, eliminate, delegate, automate. So you're creating a well-oiled machine of your simple one-person shop, whether it's online or brick and mortar or regardless of the niche and industry. You can incorporate either all or much of this process. Okay, so that is stage 2. So now can you see where the difference is between stage 1 and stage 2? Stage 1 isn't like the beginner cute stage. It's actually the foundational stage that covers most of it. Okay, most of your success as a freelancer and consultant in a small business who are trying to grow a client-based business. Stage 2 is where you take what you're learning in that foundational stage and you're optimizing, iterating, and standardizing it. You can't just jump to stage 2 and go, I want to start a business, but I like automation and not working very hard, so let's just standardize it. I'm like, okay, well, sure, yeah, what are we standardizing? Tell me your process. Tell me your repetitive aspects of your business. Tell me how you get leads. Tell me how you do the work. What are the things? How many clients do you have? And how do you know for a fact that these things should be standardized and systemized? And you go, yeah, no, I don't have a business. I just like automation, bro. I saw it on an Instagram video and I just like automation. I want my business to run 24/7 while I'm in, Thailand and just like passive income, baby. Garbage. Doesn't work that way. If you want to actually have a sustainable, successful client-based business, forget all of that nonsense, okay? It doesn't work that way. Okay, so that's stage 2. We got a little bit of time here. I'll jump into stage 3. I'll take any more questions that might come up. And at any time, get your free demo of Launch. Everything we're talking about today, we go into at Freelancing Freedom within our 3 courses. Our first course is available right now. It's called Launch, and it is that first stage. And as I'm discovering in the comments here, most of the people here are in stage 1. Some are in stage 2. We do cover topics in the Launch course that we hint towards stage 2, and we do give you some steps, and also in our live calls and in our office hours like here and in our community, we talk about those things. We don't go, no, we don't talk about systemization until the course is ready. No, we talk about that stuff all throughout. It's an ongoing conversation. We help our students. And if you are, straddling stage 1 and 2, we'll help you get into stage 2 so that when you're ready, when we develop and produce the content for stage 2, the course, you'll be ready for it and you'll be hitting the ground running. So at any point, freelancingfreedom.com, you could go there. bradhussey.ca/launch will get you the free demo. of launch, and like total unrestricted behind the scenes, so you can see exactly what's happening. There's no smoke and mirrors, no tricks, no gimmicks, none of that. It's just there for you to see what's going on, and you can decide for yourself if it's right for you. You get the revenue roadmap, which is an amazing tool that's helped a lot of people so far, and the pricing calculator for consultants, which is going to blow your mind that I'm giving that for free. So check that out in the description below, bradhussey.ca/launch. And now into stage 3, as we wrap up our office hours, we round off on the hour here. Stage 3 is a small sliver that has the most impact of where you are in your, that's where the most growth happens. The most important aspect of your business is the stage 1 foundations, launching. What does that mean, right? So that's what's the most important. You can't just like jump to stage 2 and stage 3 because it sounds fun and fancy. As I've described, you can't do that. If you don't have the foundation, you'll have no legs to stand on and you'll just fall flat and fail like so many people do. They see these people who are telling people how to create online courses so you can make money, telling other people how to create online courses. It's all this infinite loop of nonsense. Some people add a lot of value, and yeah, it's great to know how to make an effective online course. But when you're not teaching anybody how to figure out the foundations of their client-based business, jumping straight to thinking you could just make passive income and get rich and live for yourself and only for yourself and be awesome and successful, it's lame. It's not going to work. It's a great way to fail and feel disenchanted with the entire idea of starting your own business. Okay, I'll get off that little horse for a sec. Stage 3, so stage 1 is that foundational. Stage 2 is now taking that foundation and, just packaging it up in a nice systemized process so that you can actually say, here's my business model, here's how it works, here are numbers. I have leads constantly coming in. It's all filtered. They're all qualified, and none of it I actually manually have to handle. And when I get a notification on my phone that says new deposit and new client, that means I'm about to get to work and business is about to happen. Versus I'm doing all this upstart and restarting and rebuilding the wheel with every single person who might be interested in my business. So Systemize is that. Productize, stage 3, is where you take what you've got so far and then you convert and standardize that repetitive work and your service delivery into a digital product. Okay. This is where you start incorporating, say, an online course, an online workshop, maybe even an offline workshop. What the point is that you turn something into a one-to-many solution, another database term. So one-to-many relationship, you take your service, one, and you serve many people at once. So it's your time isn't now connected with one person, it's connected with many people, as many people who are there to accept that offer. So it could be 5 people, it could be 500 people, it could be 5,000 people. So right now what I'm doing is a one-to-many free solution. I'm dedicating my time right now. It's going to take me 1 hour to do this. So I have to invest this time and energy no matter what. But the amount of people watching currently right now, the amount of view time in hours just from me doing the last 50 minutes, this video, this live stream has been viewed at least 14 hours. So what that means is that's a one-to-many solution. And this is free. I'm adding free value here in the hopes that we can establish a better relationship together. You can understand how I want to help you. And maybe some of you, if you haven't already, will join up at freelancingfreedom.com/launch. So you'll join up in the launch course. You might not join today, but you might join in a week from now or 1 year from now from this very video that I spent 1 hour working on. This is what you can incorporate in your business in stage 3, is taking your work, your service delivery, and starting to get out of that and scale. So you still offer your core service for high prices. And that's what I want you to get to, high prices for your core service delivery. So you got clients and they're only serious and they've got budgets of whatever your high priced service is. It could be $2,000. It could be $20,000. It depends on your business and your model and your customers. So you have your flagship service that is refined and systemized, as we've done in stage 1 and stage 2. But then now you got enough clients. You don't need any more. Maybe you're making the income that you need, and maybe you only want to do a side business. So it's not income related. It's just what stage of freelancing freedom do you want to be at? Maybe your goal for your business is just to do a side hustle. But now your side hustle, you got more than enough clients and you're just doing too much work. You don't want to quit your job. You love it. You love the benefits. You love the people. Great. But your side hustle is now getting a little bit too unwieldy and you've even systemized it. How do we scale that into something that doesn't require as much of your effort and time even further? How do you generate income that has nothing to do with your time and everything to do with your value and the way you deliver it in an automated fashion? This is where passive income, digital products, one-to-many solutions come in. This has nothing to do with how to create online courses so that you can make money teaching people about how to create online courses. It has nothing to do with that. I'm going to say that right now. This is not that in any way, shape, or form. What this is how do we use the tools available to us today to grow our businesses in a one-to-many fashion that is automated and taken care of. People did this in the 80s, okay? If their business was a financial advisor and they said, I got enough clients, but I'd like to still serve people and make revenue from serving those people without having to show up and take on more clients and give more of myself and my time. Okay, well, let's package up your information, your guidance, your strategy, your plans into an educational resource. Okay, we'll record you on cassette tape. We'll do a nice photo shoot, put it in the cassette tape. We'll hand people a physical book that they have to purchase, and we'll sell it to them over radio advertising or television infomercials or whatever it is. They use the tools that they had available to them in that time to deliver an automated product. It's the same thing, but nowadays we just have webinars and online courses. It's not about how to make amazing online courses. Can you imagine how silly it would have been in the 80s? There probably was like a business that was like, how do you make awesome cassette tapes? How do you take your skills and make an awesome cassette tape? Look at me. I make 6 figures a month selling cassette tapes. You could be like me selling cassette tapes. Join now for just 8 payments of $14,000 and you'll make cassette tapes like me. It just sounds weird. And so that's what people are doing nowadays, and people are getting fooled by it. And I don't like it. What I think is we can use the medium that we have available, online courses, software, webinars, workshops, all these sorts of things, and we incorporate it into our business. If a year from now, the landscape totally changes and we have a new way of solving problems for our clients, you will hear me in Freelancing Freedom saying, all right, courses and stuff, we can use that, but here's actually a better way of solving problems for our clients in an automated fashion. So stage 3 is about creating that product and selling it, whether it is an introductory product. So you get someone who goes, I'm interested in your business, the Falcon, but I'm not ready to pay your fee of $5,000. But I do like the value you've been adding to my business over the last 60 days. And that course that you've been talking about and hinting towards and giving me information about actually is valuable to me, and I think I can handle it, and I like the budget of $200 or $500. I can pay that. And then from there, you get a qualified customer who became a customer, paid you revenue. You delivered value to them without ever being there for the transaction, for the delivery, and for any of that process. You just did it in your sleep or while you're opening presents under the Christmas tree. And it happened automatically. And that person goes, wow, this is amazing. It really actually helped. How do I take this further? And you go, well, I actually have my flagship service, which takes people like where you are right now, and we work you through that problem in a one-to-one fashion. It does cost a lot more, but you can see that the value I'm adding to your life and business, I've proven that in just a little course for $500 or $100 or whatever your thing is. And then you get another client from there. You could sell them on a retainer. There's so many different ways of taking your business and growing it and scaling it. And whether you want to just have a side hustle that really pays the bills and just lightens the load on your life, or you want to go full time and create one of those businesses that just give you tremendous flexibility and freedom in your finances and in your time. Maybe even so that you can tell your husband or your wife, you don't need to work anymore. You can actually quit that job that you don't like to follow what it is that you really want to do, whether it's helping you in your own business or growing their own thing or pursuing something that's more meaningful to them so that you can be liberated, not so that you can go off and serve yourself and live a life so you could Instagram it and show all your beach pictures. No one cares about that crap. What matters is if you're living your purpose and you're doing the work that sets your soul on fire, that you were created to do so that you can help people and create an actual meaningful difference. That's not the same for everybody. For some people, it means flexibility with traveling. And for other people, it means just being able to take care of their kids in a meaningful, predictable way because they never grew up that way. It really depends, and it's different for every person. So, perfect timing. Those are the 3 stages of freelancing freedom. We're going to go deeper into that over the coming weeks on these live office hour shows every Thursday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. That's 10 Pacific or 2 Eastern. Make sure you're subscribed. You hit that notification bell. Better yet, you grab that demo and the free gifts at bradhussey.ca/launch, and you'll be on my email list, and you'll be notified about these office hours, so you never miss them. I strongly encourage you to grab those things because they do the talking. You don't need any amount of sales pitches or anything. It's up to you to decide. And let's see here. I just want to jump into the comments for a moment before we close this up. Bailey says, you're still doing the monthly plan. I just spent a lot on a new drone. That's awesome. Yeah, Bailey, we're flexible. Right now we do have the monthly plan. You can join up for 3 payments, or you can join up for 1 payment. Check out the website at freelancingfreedom.com/launch. You can see the options there. Falcon says, I enjoyed your Ultimate Web course. Make an update for the Ultimate Web course. One of these days, I may do that, Falcon. Right now, my priority is helping people grow businesses in a deep, impactful way. Hussey says, passed my semester because of the Ultimate Web Developer course. That's awesome. That's great. I'm glad to hear that. And there we go. Leah says, I honestly believe one should systemize before productizing. When optimizing your business, you find ways to work more efficiently. People want to skip straight to webinars and courses as a solution. Exactly. It's like jumping in and spending your time and energy and effort and money into just buying a fancy tool and technique, but you have no idea how to use the technique and you have no foundation for applying it. You haven't built your foundations. And that's what this is about. That's why I wanted to create this methodology, the stage 1, 2, and 3, because people nowadays, they're making a lot of money off of tricking people that they could just jump straight into it and create an online course about their gardening or their succulents or whatever. And there are some courses out there about everything. But more people are failing than they are succeeding. It's because they don't have an actual foundation for growing their business, for creating a real lasting business. So what I want to do at Freelancing Freedom is help you find, discover, and launch, grow, scale a real lasting business that is industry agnostic. It doesn't matter of the tools and stuff that are available. Those things will come and go. What I want is for you to actually have an actual lasting business where you serve people and you use the tools that we have available to provide meaningful freedom in your time, your finances, and in the choices that you get to make versus the ones that you're forced to make and that are imposed by other people. So folks, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate you. Go to bradhussey.ca/launch, and that's going to get you a free demo of the course. And it's going to get you that free revenue roadmap, which is going to be tremendously helpful to you. It's yours totally free. It's a fun tool. It's like a choose your own adventure. And the second one is a price calculator for consultants. That's going to help you determine your hourly rate, your weekly rate, value-based rate, and fixed rates for specific projects. It's free for you to use for whatever projects that you have coming up on the horizon. If you don't have any projects coming up on the horizon, now's the time to join Launch because we'll help you get projects coming up on the horizon. We want to get you enough clients where it's too much so that we can help grow with your business as you grow. So that's what we're doing at Freelancing Freedom. I really appreciate you. You guys are awesome. I'm going to get going for lunch now. I hope this was valuable to you. If you have any questions, hit us up at brad@freelancingfreedom.com. Or just join up that demo and we'll be there available to answer your questions as well. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate you. And I will catch you next Thursday. All right. Cheers. God bless.